He's always here, yeah. He's just Monday nights is priority.
Except when his mother was here, then he was.
His mother was here?
His mother was here, yeah, that kept him on.
They videoed it though.
Yeah, that's what we, so they watched it from home.
Oh, his mother didn't come here.
No,
Okay.
no, so they watched it, him and Amber watched it from home.
Nice. Yeah, you know, you gotta step up for a second, and then you gotta, it's kind of funky, so you gotta.
You can?
gotta
Hey there.
step on that. Perfect. No, it's okay. So then you gotta like play around with how you want it.
Okay.
Christine, who was your coworker who
Yeah,
set up?
Young Jiva? Yeah.
She's not here.
She's here. She went to go lock the door.
Oh.
She's still the spot you gave up.
Yeah, she snuck
Oh,
in.
she's senior. It's her spot. I was warming it up for her.
So you're gonna go on a retreat soon?
Are you? Where are you
Whoa.
going?
After.
You're going on a family vacation, a family trip, and then right after that you're diving into a retreat.
Well, see, that's good. Great to help the family first.
Today?
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
Before you leave the family.
Definitely.
Feed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way my wife always is, she's like, oh, he's just gonna go away by himself and just relax. And so she kind of explains it to others like that. And
Oh, yeah.
other people usually hear and they go, oh, tell me where you go. I'll come find you and relax with you.
Yeah, most people don't get what
It's-
you're gonna do.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
Logan's coming to your teaching on September 3rd and
Oh.
then going in retreat the next day.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
That would be bad. I thought you planned that around.
You thought I planned it? No, I didn't. Sorry.
Yeah.
Awesome. That'd be a nice kickoff. Anyways, so everyone knows the band Metallica, right?
Mm-hmm.
How could you not know the band Metallica? Well, have you ever heard of this thing Metallica is doing now called the Snake Pit? Well, apparently, if you in the upper echelon, you get like special treatment. You actually get to go into the Snake Pit while they're doing the concert. And Sharon knows someone who's on the road crew from Metallica, so we got into the Snake Pit. So the Snake Pit is this pit that's in the center. So the band plays around this pit. And all these people are in the
In the
pit,
center.
right?
Like
and
a-
and there's a huge stadium. I'm just gonna pass this around, so you'll see where Sharon's gonna be tonight. He's gonna be in this pit.
There's literally snakes.
Wow.
Oh.
With snakes.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so awesome. Wow.
Not with snakes.
No,
Yeah, I was-
I guess he's a snake.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like the.
They're all the snakes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they are the snakes in the snake pit, and they'll be probably going snake in the snake pit.
Yeah. Can you imagine how loud that will be?
Oh yeah.
Is it at the Rogers Stadium?
I don't know where it is. That's probably that. No, that's some picture from some other place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When I walked past Rogers today, Nina, because I usually always can tell if there's a concert happening, and there were a lot of people milling around.
So he apologized for not coming tonight, but he's got this chance to go into the
Next week you won't be able to hear anything.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's so awesome, dude.
It doesn't seem like much of a stage for the band, though.
No, but then I thought, what happens in the snake pit? And I YouTubed it, and I don't know if you'll see it or not. But this is like. This is like, he's like in hell. This is taken from somebody inside the pit, yeah. He's in hell.
He wants to choose a lower rebirth.
Yeah.
So that's where he is.
That's what students don't be recording.
And he's like, yeah, make it stop.
Yeah, there's the lead singer. You can see his butt. And it's, so, anyway. You know, who thought of that? So we can think of Sean and Snake.
Picking that up.
It's tonight on Monday night. It's a funny night to have it.
Yeah.
Usually think of Friday night. but-
Well, you know, they're on tour, so I guess they probably can't wait for every Friday in every city. It'd be a long tour.
We'll do our own snake pit here.
That's right, Hogan.
You should text him.
We're doing our own snake pit.
To the crystal
We'll
ball.
just get closer together.
Yeah.
You can take out some of
Love
your
is good
guitar.
on the table. Yeah.
You can wear those tight. You can show us your butt.
I'll just text him right now what you said. Great way to start a class.
Meditate to master of puppets.
All right, that's done. Now we can go on with our lives. So how's everybody doing? Been meditating? Good. Did I mention, I don't know if I mentioned it last time. Did I mention that I had noticed that it felt like the level of meditative stillness had increased? Did I mention that? Yeah. Yeah. So that's really great. And what I also noticed is that it's also noticeable when we're not in meditation, which is really the word magic is. Like, because the stillness that is available to us, the quiet, centered place that we can come from, it's really just what we are. That's really all it is. It's just our natural state. And so by the very nature of doing your daily meditation, whether or not you have a series of crappy meditations or a series of good meditations, you're doing your work. You're doing the thing that you need to do to peel away the layers that is, for whatever reason, denying you access to the deep thing that you actually are. And it's not like you don't ever have access to it. It's like we just become unaware of it. And it's great. Like Hogan, you're going to go on retreat, and others have just come back from retreat, and that's really great. Leaving the world and doing just hammering it down for a second. It's like a week, 2 weeks, whatever, a month. What I find very interesting, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I've been teaching a lot of meditation in various places, is that if you think about the earth, you think about the planet, you think about all the places that people go to take retreats. They go and they seek solitude to get away from their normal life. But the beautiful thing about it is the quietest place on the planet is actually inside you. It's inside you. There is no place that you can go on the planet that is quieter than the quietude that you can reach in your own mind. You can go to like isolation tanks or flotation tanks and stuff, and they can shut off all sound, but you're still going to be your heartbeat. You're still going to hear like your nervous system, and it will become quite loud probably. You'll still start to hear your body. But as many of you, or all of you probably, have already experienced, when you go into deep meditation in like this class even, it all fades away. Like it could be cold in the room. People like Mariska was saying last time, all of a sudden I forgot I was cold. And then I returned to cold because the room was freaking cold that day. I returned to cold, but I was not cold. I'd completely forgotten about the concept of cold. And so, the deeper we go, that's what we're doing here. We're tunneling deeper and deeper. Because that's where everything is. And if you get deep enough, you're done. If you get deep enough and have a deep enough experience, then the world becomes an experience, not a distraction. And so, be happy that you have a meditation practice and that just you're chipping away. Okay, so I'm 50 years old. I've been meditating since I was 23. Okay, I've probably had more shitty meditations than you guys have meditated. Okay? I have meditated like every single day for many years. And I've had some bad ones. I've been seriously distracted. I've reached points of feeling like it was hopeless. I've had points of just like this chattering mind is never going to stop. I've had points of like my mental afflictions are never going to stop. It's never going to end, because here's the thing. When you're in that space, they are never going to end. Because the mind that is thinking that is thinking that they're never going to end. So in that moment, they're never going to end. That's true. In that moment. For that mind. That's like, it's just like when, you have a feeling like you know something, I just, someone says something to you, like, they give you a compliment, and in your mind you're like, oh yeah, I know you're manipulating me. I know what you're up to. And you know. you know. And it's just not true. They're not. They give you from their heart, they give you a sincere compliment. But whatever it is in your mind will not receive it. And you're like, in your mind, you've decided and you know that they're a manipulator. And for you, that's true in that moment. And they could tell you, no, what are you talking about? You could be like, oh, don't butter me up with compliments. I know you want something from me. And they'd be like, what are you talking about? I really like your dress. I really think you did a great job there. And that, you see, that's reality right there. The thing you think you know, that's your reality. The thing you think you know. And that's going to change. 10 minutes later, that reality doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist. That's hard to get the head around. Because we don't want that. We want some kind of continuity, some kind of thing that we can say, we can count on as being the thing that's real out there. So when you're in the middle of a time period, or this thing of like, wow, I'm such a crappy meditator, I'm so distracted, I'm not making any progress, that's just a statement that feels true in that moment, and in that moment it's true for you, but it means nothing. It's a true meaningless statement, because all that's happening is life. You're just having an arisal of a thought that you're believing. And then the thing is about it is life is going to change, and then we're going to forget about that whole thing like it never was. Like it never was. Like I never had that thought of I suck as a meditator and da 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 da. That's why it's so crazy when we get into relationships and we start, we can be loving to one another, support each other, and really be nice to each other, and then one thing happens. And like that one thing comes in and consumes your whole mind, and what has happened? You've forgotten 10 years of nice things. Oh, wow, you're an asshole. I just figured it out. I finally know now. You're actually really a jerk. You've been manipulating me this whole time. I just found out. Now I know. You see? And all that is a persona arising out of the mind and the whole trip, the entire trip why we're sitting here tonight is to dive deeper than that entire thing. Because that is just a reality that exists on a level of the mind that, unless we're free from it, has us by the throat. And it will just continue to be like that. So that's why there's no solving any problems there. There's no solving any problems there. We can believe we can solve problems there and think we can solve problems there, but, and we can sort of problem solve in that arena and in a way, but all of the things that we think are problems are only relative to our mental state. They're only a problem if we're unhappy. So the only problem is, are you happy or are you not happy? That's the only problem there is. So how do you fix that? You got to go deeper. That's the fix to everything, is meditating, going deeper, finding the most pristine stillness in the universe, right inside you. Right inside you. And there's your paradise. There's your paradise. Right there. There's nowhere else it could be. Nowhere. It's, it's the same as, where's your hell? Right there. Just not quite as deep. Your hell is like somewhere in between, where you're just all like, ah. And, I know everyone in this room can attest to having very hellish experiences. This is horrible. I'm going through a horrible time right now. Horrible. And then you burst out the other side, and it's like it never happened. Because it didn't. The mind that comes out of that didn't happen to. That's why, all the Zen, the non-doing, do without doing, it's like then your life becomes like a Zen poem, like you're like writing your name on water. You're just writing your name on. It's gone before you're finished writing. you're having the experience. Zero attachment, but you're having the experience. And it's an experience, not a distraction. Why? Because you're still. Because you're aware. That's the difference between being aware and not being aware. Being aware that you're having a jealous thought, being jealous. Being aware that you're having a craving for some kind of food, being aware of that craving or craving food. Being aware that you see someone walk down the street and you're like aware of having the thought of, wow, look at that piece of machinery. Or, wow, look at that piece of, or just boom, stuck there. It's two different ways of living. One of them you're in prison, one of them you're not. And when you gain your awareness, then you have to go through that time where everything gets really crazy as you then start waking up. It's like young Jude, the proverbial I hate the morning thing. You start waking up, and it's always like this shitty morning. Because you're aware now, you're waking up. You're waking up to what's in your mind. You're waking up to all the weird stuff that you've been looking at through your whole life and that you've been stuck to, and it's like there. It doesn't go away. It's there. But you're seeing it. And your awareness of it dissolves its power. And then the veils fall. Then you begin to see people clearly. You begin to see your life clearly. You begin to see love everywhere. Why? Because you are touching into the love that you are. And so that is what you see. It's that simple. It's just stupidly simple. It's too simple for us. So, that's my speech for just elbow grease. Daily grind. Daily sit. Just go through it. Get through it. Get through all the bad meditations. Have the good ones. Bad ones will come. They'll come and go, and because it's a good problem to have, to sit and think. My poor meditations. That's a good problem to have. That's like you're making progress there. Anyways, why don't we meditate? So nobody here needs any body alignment instructions, so by now you can close your eyes or have them open if you prefer. Close your eyes and notice how attuned you are to the habit of meditation. Body begins to act a certain way. Body is ready. All the cues are there. The mind is ready. thoughts are like birds flying across your sky. The sky that is you. Some of them are big and beautiful. Soaring, majestic. Some of them are like a flock. Small birds. Too close to see past them. Some of them make a lot of noise. Some of them don't make any noise. But they are not what you are. The mind loves a moving object. That is why we train ourselves in stillness. If you think about a time that you've stared up at the night sky and you're swept into awe and entranced by the vast blackness full of limitless points of light. But as soon as something moves like a satellite or a shooting star, the mind is instantaneously drawn to it, and the vastness is forgotten. Just like the background of the sky, the mind is forgotten. And such is the rise and fall of phenomena of daily life. Very attractive, very distracting, and we forget our vastness. Calming the mind down and loosening your grip on distraction will enable you to unite with your true nature, which is still to the point of being beyond any concept of stillness. Still beyond the concept of stillness. It is not something that could be called anything like silence or emptiness. It doesn't have a quality of being as we would think being. We think being, and we think we need to be doing something to be being. Underneath that lies our true nature. The thing that always was, always will be. It has never been alive or dead. It is beyond fulfilling answers. It is a place that has no questions. It is a place within you that has no questions. Underneath it all, underneath all thought, all phenomena, all questions, lies your true nature, the thing that always was, always will be. It has never been alive, it has never been dead. It is all your desires fulfilled. Once you recognize yourself as this thing, this unnameable thing, as long as the mind is constantly distracted, it will be very difficult to fall into this deep, contented state of love and being. It takes a decision, a will, a stubbornness to turn away from these distractions and fall into the thing that always was, the thing that is always there, always present, never separate from us. Once this is realized, once this is the seat, once this is your stable ground, the world becomes an experience, not a distraction. void. It is a fullness. It is complete. It's in everyone. It's in you. It's in the people that are next to you. It's in the people in your family. It's in your animals. It's everywhere. So in your mind's eye, you can fall into it. You can be there. You can see that in others. So as we sit, just remember the people in the room and see that thing in each person with your eyes closed. Recognize each person as this holder of a universe because they have never died and they have never been born. And look at it with respect. Imagine this very sight, this very way of seeing being the very thing that could destroy all walls between us. We stop fighting over small things. Before we come out of our meditation, see if you can feel that most centered place that you could have right now, be from. Maybe from there you can see any distraction or any affliction you may think you have as amusing. Just something that's happening. It's not what you are. It's not what anyone is. Give a silent thank you in your mind to the rest of the people in the room that have also come here. In hopes to be complete, to feel complete, to know complete. Things are better when we're together. share it. Help each other. And as you open your eyes slowly and taking in the room, maybe you'll notice that there's not much of a transition. Maybe it's not like a transition out of meditation. Maybe you're just opening your eyes. Or maybe it feels like you're coming out of something. Either way, it's not important. Just try and be with your centered stillness if you can while you come out of your meditation, taking the surroundings. We'll have a little break. See, you know, when you go there, it's like you can't even take him seriously. He's
I
like,
don't actually look like that in the morning.
you see something else. What's that?
I said, I don't actually look like that in the
No,
morning.
I really doubt that you do. I really doubt that you do. But you know what I mean? You know, there's people in the world that appear like this. You know, and if you go deep enough, you can't take it seriously anymore. You know, it's like you just see something else. All right. Got any snacks?
We got snacks.
All right.
And things.
Yes, thank
You don't have to get up if you don't want to.
I want to, I can't.
You can. Your legacy?
Yeah.
That was the best story.
Yeah, this is this style of singing, I think.
First time you were so you were one of the longest, right?
Yeah, there were 7 of us that did the 30 days.
All 7 of you?
Yeah, so then throughout there probably like 15 people total came. Some did a week, some did 2, some did 3, and then
You did
the full month.
Mira?
Mira,
Mira?
she came late and was sick, and then plus her 3-year-old. So they had a fun meditation. So there was, they switched off who took care of their son.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
maybe Mira was going into the whole time.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that again.
No, it was hard.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah. But especially
The only reason I'm getting up is fixed.
Yeah. Okay, so it's you and Mishi and
So,
Zoe?
yeah, Mishi, Zoe, myself, Rachel.
Oh yeah.
Jared was supposed to, but then he didn't check his passport. And,
Expired.
It expired, so he got it in 4 days.
Oh my gosh.
So he was a week late, kind of like coming in. Otherwise, he would have been the full.
Well, yeah,
the full
okay.
month.
And what was the date?
the day. It was like, it's just so amazing. You do like an hour and a half meditation in the morning and then you have breakfast. And then so it was like 6:30, eat at 8, and then 9 we start again. We miss and we're meditating until noon. Yeah, and then, but because there was a teacher there, so he taught twice a day for the first 2 weeks. Then it was once a day, and then the last week there was no teaching. It was straight meditation. So it was like morning, breakfast. So meditation, breakfast, meditation, lunch, meditation, dinner, meditation, go to bed, and then do it again. So it's like it was like our Gata does. So it was a 24-minute, 6-minute rest, 24 minutes. So you want to
So
think.
that's how
we did it.
the 3 hours,
Yeah.
9 to 12 would be the
Yeah.
24 minutes.
6-minute rest, 24 minutes, 6-minute rest. So, yeah.
So right after lunch, then you go into it.
Yeah, he did like an hour and a half break for lunch, and then it was totally silent and optional for people. People could do that, or they may decide they want to go for a walk, or they're going to do yoga, or they need to sleep. Like he was very chill, like do whatever you need to do. It's your retreat, it's like
For that hour and a half break.
no, for the whole thing. Yeah.
Like for whenever there was.
Yeah, he was like,
So you could go out and have a walk
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's beautiful, like, because there's lots of different places you could go and, walk. Like, just because it's up to the mountains.
So how about for you? What was
I
your
just
fit?
meditated.
Was it every day? You
Yeah.
just changed it for
No, I really just wanted to do that. I was really having a hard time trying to figure out when I wanted to do yoga. Like, in that hour and a half, I would like finish eating and then try, because I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't, or I would like eat and then have like go do yoga and then
Go somewhere else.
yeah, after and stuff. But I really didn't want to miss the times that they had set.
set for the meditation.
Yeah, and that was just me.
Yeah.
But some would not the last few gatakas, they would just go for a walk.
At the end of the day.
At the end, like usually different before dinner or something.
That's the last round is before dinner.
Yeah, so it was like, I mean, I can even send you the schedule so you can see like what the months look like. I don't have my phone. Yeah, so it was like an hour and a half in the morning, breakfast. Then we would do, say, from 8 to 9:30. So then, because we started later on, it was like 9, but say 9:30 till noon. Then an hour and a half, and then 1:30 till 5:30. And then an hour and a half, and then 7. You would do 7 till 8:30.
Yeah.
And that would be the end of the day. What time did you start? 6:30.
There are.
And it was cool because you could see for the month, the time, like when we first started, it was light in the morning and the evening. By the time I woke up, it was light. By the time I went to bed, it was light. So it was like laying there trying, and it's like there's no curtain. You could put a curtain, but in mine there's no curtain. You just stare at the sky.
Yeah, and then it's up to you.
And so you could be in your cabin meditating in solitary, or like in a group. Yeah, and Doug was there the whole time in the shrine. Yeah.
What was the most challenging for you?
To not do it. Days that have lots of days.
That was all so fun. I had fun from the beginning to the end. Yeah, it was really, I was saying they were talking about the different obstacles, but I didn't, yeah. I think, but if I would say what was interesting, which I was like, because we had people coming and going, so that was, each different person as they were getting ready to leave, it's a week, then it's 2 weeks and 3, their mind starts to go towards leaving. So all of a sudden you're starting, the thoughts that come up are yours, are about leaving. And then when you realize, oh yeah, that's right, this person is leaving, that's what they're doing, then if you just watch it,
Like you could feel their thoughts.
yeah.
of leaving.
Well, no, I would suddenly start thinking about that.
Because
Because, yeah, I think it's the, yeah, and because I was helping Rishi, I knew when people were coming and going, so then it just kind of, it brought it up a little bit, and then it brought it back down. And then I think because of the nature of the meditations, if you had any like mental afflictions or anything, it's just like, bring it on, you know, because that's part of the practice, so you can just like play with it, watch it, observe it, analyze it, be with it. So, some needed a break, like he made free days, like every Saturday was a free day. And so you could decide if you wanted to meditate all day, or you could go, he said you could even go down into the Ganges and be as if you're in the world, so that you could bring your practice in the world and see what it's like. So like once you're back in the world, how do you integrate it? And some went and did a massage, one just hit it all and was like, I'm done. And she went and had a massage. So yeah, it was kind of neat to see the difference, like this style, this like way really like it.
This was the first time you did this with them?
No, we've been doing it since 2012, but it's been like increasing. That's where we got the idea for the Great Pledge, was from him. Not the pledge, but the 24 minutes, 6-minute rest, 24 minutes.
But you've never done a month with him?
No, that was our first.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a month every year. And then
This was, it was shorter and it slowly grew.
Yeah, like last year was 2 weeks, and then we said, let's try a month. And so then he's working on making a retreat center in Tuscany with Alan Wallace. So once that's done, he's gonna go into long retreat. So 9
3 years.
months. He said,
I'm just like, that's the only, yeah.
He says 3, 6, or 9.
Hey, and who did the food? How did
Oh yeah, so we had a lady, this was just so amazing. We had this lady that did, Judith, doing the cooking, but just to think like the karma that's there, that you're in this perfect spot, and you're like meditating and there's breakfast. And meditate and there's lunch. Meditate and there's dinner.
No
And it's
cleaning
like,
to-
no, I mean, we did karma yoga, like cleaned after, but like just so easy. Yeah, it's just pretty amazing, like really to think, like this could end at any moment, you know, like maybe she would have had enough and so I'm not
It's
gonna keep it.
possible.
I know, that's,
more
you know, that's
food.
why I was like looking at you.
Oh, the karma's all gone. Now you're fasting.
Yeah, so then I was like, wow, you know, this is very precarious, you know, and it's like, this could end. And then I was like, what are we gonna do if she decides I don't wanna cook anymore? The power ran out with our cook left. But she stayed.
That's great. You're somebody.
Yeah. And now we have like, I think 3 or 4 cooks that wanna do it next year. So,
Did your appetite grow or shrink?
I think just because the food was there, I didn't really notice it as much. Like I don't know, when I'm doing solitary retreat, I notice it drastically shrinks. But I didn't like think about it or, yeah, like it wasn't as stuck as it is. Yeah.
Snake pit.
I was thinking it was a snake pit inside here.
Oh, the snake pit inside.
I
Let's
don't
hear
know
what Sharon
how-
has said to us.
Oh, are you serious? Big.
I am here now. It is surreal.
Did the kids
It's
work?
like they did.
With prayer hands. Well, maybe he'll take a picture.
Thank you. It's okay. I was talking to you.
Take a picture of yourself. Selfie and say,
Snake pit.
Thank you.
You know that a friend of Steve's, when he was a teenager, they had this big field and they drew lines in it, and every person that wanted to participate got to pick a cow, and the cows would go in this field. No, they got to pick a square. So where the cow pooped,
that was their square?
you would win a prize.
Oh, the poop.
If it pooped in your square, so Steve's friend had the square, and by the cow pooping into his square, he won, and he got to go to Metallica.
Really?
Did you get the snake pit?
This is when Steve was younger.
Yeah,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
got to be picked up with a limousine, drive all the way to Seattle, and then get backstage passes. I think.
Who put the thing on? It was Metallica?
I don't know.
Oh. Okay, we'll pick up the limo, you can do this. So, I get a lot of questions about relationships. I get a lot of them. You know, and I always just kind of have the same answer. I just kind of reword it. But I thought, you know, I'll read something about love. So why don't I don't know? Let's go into a brief little meditation. We'll go into meditation, and we'll listen to it from the meditation. It's always very, very good to take notice of the last place that you were in meditation. It's like all your meditations in your life are all strung together, weaving this pattern that will be your eventual complete and total enlightenment. So let's talk about love for a minute. Love is an absence of all that is not love. Love is an absence of all that is not love. Love is not something that is doing something. Love is not something that is doing something. So when someone says, love me, show me you love me, what can you do? There is nothing to do. You can only be with someone in love. How can you put in effort to love someone? If you think about it, when something happens that you instantly like, maybe a song is playing, and suddenly you are overwhelmed with a feeling, I love this song. I love this song. You have entered into love with this song. You didn't do something. It's more like you stopped doing something. You stopped enough to notice something. This song has stopped you right in your tracks. You have forgotten everything else. In that moment, all your so-called problems don't exist. But what did you do? Nothing at all. Someone says to you, show me love, show me love. There's no effort that can accomplish this. An effort, a show, can only be a conditioned game response. An effort, a show, can only be a conditioned game response. Some information in your network of knowledge that is telling you that behaving a certain way is how to get the things you want by pleasing people. Some information in your network of knowledge that is telling you that behaving a certain way is how to get the things you want by pleasing people. From love, the body can move, the heart can express, the hands can express by following a deeper movement, a place in you that is attuned to love. But asking someone to love you is a confusing thing to ask somebody. You're asking them, this is what you're asking them. You're asking them, ultimately, you are asking them to drop themselves and be with you totally, because that is what love is. You're asking them to drop themselves and be with you totally, because that is what love is. In true, spontaneous, all-consuming love, the self is gone. You know this is true. You've had the experience. In true, spontaneous, all-consuming love, the self is gone. So if someone fails to meet your love standards, think of your own. Have you dropped into the limitless divine and lost yourself totally to all that is? Have you dropped into the limitless divine and lost yourself totally to all that is? And can you feel that moving inside you and guiding your words and guiding your hands? If not, then should you be demanding someone to show you love and then scorn their failure when they don't meet your impossible idea? Love is not something you can choose. It arrives. It explodes in your mind and body. It explodes in your mind and body when you don't expect it and begins to destroy your ideas of what you think you are. It explodes in your mind and body when you don't expect it and begins to destroy your ideas of what you think you are and what you think you're supposed to be. It tears down your walls. It messes with your schedules. It calls you to places where the intellect has no dominion. It calls you to places where the intellect has no dominion. We can hold it off for a time. We can hold it off for a time. But eventually, love will always win. Love will always win in the end. And you will thank her for making you into a beautiful mess. Because that's what she does. She arrives unexpected and makes you into a beautiful mess. And when you are finally there, finally you are ready to live. Finally you are ready to live. see a golden light in your heart. And this golden light is your wish that other beings be happy. It's your concern for the welfare of other beings. It's like your greatest jewel. Your concern for the welfare of others. Love for other beings, the greatest jewel. Treasure beyond imagining. This light fills your heart and then spills out of your heart and fills your whole body. And then effortlessly explodes out of your body, and like you embrace the entire imaginable universe with your loving concern, your protection, your love. Just this gentle wish that they all be okay. And then let that light withdraw back into your body. Dedicate this night, coming here tonight, dedicate it. May my efforts to come here and be here, all my efforts to reach my innermost content state, innermost free love state. May my efforts cause me to see all beings free. Free of pain, confusion. Mostly free of confusion. That's where most of the pain comes from. Simple confusion. Thank you all for being here tonight. Together. Now what are we supposed to do? Yes. Yes.
It's a really good year for figs, so all our neighbors gave us a lot of figs.
Yeah, you have to eat them right away, right? Because there's a period of time where they're offering themselves to you.
But you could freeze them.
Partake of me. Yeah.
I bought some paper bags if any of you want to take.
Thank you,
That's
Gordon.
very good.
So nice.
So Mariska, you freeze them, right?
Yeah.
And then chop them up later in
Chop
salads?
them
or
up
something?
in salad.
Yeah.
Oh, and later in winter.
So good in salad.
Do you let them get really soft before you freeze?
It's really good.
Yeah.
You wait till they get really sweet. And then there used to be a clock.
Miss Hogan.
That's Mariska's idea.
Like to take it down.
Do you need to know the time?
Well, on the screen of the computer.
Do you need to know the time?
No, I figure it's 8:30.
Yeah, you're right.
It's exactly.
We took it down because of Yasmin. Yeah. And I would say this if she was here too.
Yeah.
Because she just cannot stop looking at it. Yeah, she's a self-admitted clock watcher.
Okay.
Also, I think just Swami Bhavananda is doing a public talk on Friday
Oh,
at One Yoga in Denmark.
One Yoga Friday.
Yeah, and everybody is there.
Nice. And everyone knows about the teaching I'm going to be doing in September. Yeah, good.
What's the date again?
September 3rd. Yeah, Sunday. Something else?
Where was that reading from?
Yeah,
Was it reading
that's
from?
really good reading.
Was it?
Yeah, that's really
Would you want to buy the book?
Is it a book?
Would you want to buy the book? Where's it from?
Yeah.
I wrote it.
You wrote it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would buy it.
Yeah.
There you have it.
You wanted to buy it now.
Yeah, where is the book?
I just wrote it.
Oh, you
These things just come out of me. I have lots of those. I was reading. I was also reading from something that I wrote earlier tonight about stillness. Why reach stillness? And yeah. No, I just sometimes they just come out. I write them down, and that was one of them.
Wow. I thought you read that from a book. I mean, you are the.
That's a compliment to hold on to.
Yeah. Thank you. If you want a copy of it, I can send it to you. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I'll send it off to all your emails. Okay. Hard to stop, right?
Yeah.
It's like yoga classes. Nobody ever wants to get up. Like say, as if reality awaits or something. But this is real. Your mind is real. So you can take the peace within you wherever you go.
Okay. Okay. Do you
Yeah,
want me-
I'll read it just 'cause
Okay, sure.
But it defrosts so quickly. Yeah. These recorded it's still frozen, holiday parts and
Yeah, we transformed it.
I don't. Well, my neighbor has one, so it does overhang into a door. So I do get a view from there. But it is the time that they do the numbers.
There it is.
Wow. Well,
Okay.
that's probably an issue, but yeah.
That's a beautiful nature.
Yeah,
Remember.
yeah, I just feel it so
Yeah.
often, but I.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mukti Bohana. Oh, wow.
Mukti
Bohana. I have to say it faster, because then otherwise it's I'm gonna sing it for you.
Always say Swami too.
Okay, so we do, okay.